And please kindly donate through PayPal account lsj@gmail.com for sustainability. Even $1 will be highly appreciated.
I'm sorry, I got a baby here. Here's Aliens from WannaGet8, and I want to share with you the technology of how to make a guide for an angle grinder. Uh, so my design is quite simple, and it works very fine. So in terms of the frame, I use a plywood which is 20 millimeters thick. Oh, the baby. Hey, wait a little bit. Wait a little bit. Sorry. See that? See ya? See that? Hey, can you see this machine? Okay, so you got this what I call the platform, and this is holding everything there. I got the base, which is holding the linear rail and the linear bearing, and it also holds this lead screw. It's a 10 millimeter lead screw, and I bought this beautiful handle. And what else? We got a bracket. So this bracket is holding the hold at the housing for the nuts, for the lead screw nuts. It also holds the linear bearing, the Highwind type. This is not Highwind brand, but it's a Highwind compatible. And here is the angle grinder. So it's being held by only one screw there. It's a hex screw. And interestingly, this screw, when you tighten it with the Allen key, this becomes very, very sturdy. It doesn't wobble.
Also, we got the separator between the base and the platform, and in this case I used two pieces of 20 millimeter pieces of plywood so they can separate between the base and the platform to get a room for inserting the wet pieces. And I discovered that these fairly big discs won't be good enough because it will create a groove which is quite deep into the 20 millimeter plywood, and therefore I have to use the smaller discs, the small diameter discs. And this is the lead screw nut housing with very, very small holes, and therefore I have to drill bigger holes. The type of the bearing used in the HGW 25cc and the corresponding rail is HG25. And here's how it's installed underneath the bracket with the 8 millimeter thick screws. I use the hex screws here, as can be seen. I use the milling machine to drill the holes, but you can use only the normal drill, but you gotta be careful on the dimensions and where you actually drill. You can use a jig, so it's not necessarily milling machine to be important in this project. As for the bearing, I use the KP000 pillow bearing, as can be seen on the image, and I use the washers so that to align the hole of the bearing to the hole of the trapezoidal lead screw nuts housing. I use two washers, so you can also find some washers to make that alignment. At the bottom of the base and the platform, we counter drilled so that all the nuts become flush. So this is the top view of the machine, and I want to show the number and location of the holes to be drilled on the platform, on the base, as well as on the bracket. Because we got the base which should be attached to the platform, so this is done by the 4 6 millimeter holes two on either side of the base. We also have the 4 holes, 2 for the pillar bearing seen in the left hand side, another 2 in the right hand side as can be seen. But we also have the rail, and this is a 300 millimeters rail, and it has holes which are 60 millimeters apart. And you know, I did give the provision, if you have a longer rail, you can always extend it on the right. So this one, in this case, I got only 300 millimeters guide rail, and requires 6 holes, also 60 millimeters holes on the base. I think that's all the holes to be drilled on the base. On the platform, there are only 2 holes at this moment. On the bracket, we need 4 holes for the lead screw nut housing. We got 4 holes for the linear bearing holes, and we got a single hole to hold an angle grinder. So also that's all the holes which can be drilled here. By the way, this tool is very versatile. I call it general tool guide because you can fit whatever tool you wish to fit in there. Not only an angle grinder, so you can make provision for other tools if you wish, for the routers, even for the drills, whichever tool you want to use it. And what else? I think in terms of holes, that's it. And by the way, I did also put the frames later on the top left of the platform, as seen from the top. And this requires also 2 holes to be drilled on the platform, and again 6 millimeters bolt and nuts were used. So this is the technical drawing. I use FreeCAD. I'm quite a beginner, not a beginner, but you know, not very experienced in FreeCAD, and I did create this technical drawing. So I know that you can't see anything, you can't see any dimensions, very small, but you can see the link. Check down below, we got a link for that image, or you can visit direct to my website on the Google sites. Also the websites is given at the end of this video. It is very important to check and counter check the dimensions before you do the drilling.
See, we got this bearing and the holes on the bracket of the bearing and on the base, which is the plywood, they don't match, right? So there's a big offset. So this I discovered because of the computer-aided design problem.
It's also very advisable to try a kind of test fit some or most of the components before, especially this is on the design side. But if you want to create something exactly like this, you don't have to go through this. But if you are kind of designing, you try put together things like a pilot, or try to test fit to figure out which is the best way of assembling those things. So you need to put that hole down there. I use this hole saw so that it can be used for installing and uninstalling the cutting disc, because otherwise this is going to go, you know, against the platform. As you know, while cutting, this goes a little bit underneath the surface of the platform, so that when you put your workpiece and cut in there, it cuts right to the bottom of the workpiece. So this hole is very helpful for
so you got this groove nice and clean, so always this cutting disc will be passing through here without any problem, and anything sitting on top of this board will be cut right to the bottom.